Okay, now in data types, we can have numbers. We can have actually like these are the literals, the strings, and we have Boolean, and we have special data type called none, right? And regarding the data structures, we got list, we got tuple. We talked about these two things last week. And today we are going to talk about the dictionaries and then the set type, right? So from these, the categorization can go like this. Sometimes it is category as mutable and immutable. So in simple terms, can be changed and cannot be changed. Right? So what do we have for mutables? Only two types. One is list. I showed you last week how it can be mutable, when, why, how the tuple is not being mutable, right? And dictionary. Those are the mutable data types. Rest of the things are immutable, right? So you can take starting from numbers, strings, Boolean, none, the special data types, the tuple, and the set, right? And some other times it has indexed and non-indexed, right? So in other terms, it is talking about like ordered and non-ordered or unordered. Right, so ordered data types, they are strings which has index and list and the tuples. All other are unordered types. So numbers, Boolean, none. Actually, when it comes to numbers, Boolean and none, it really doesn't matter the order because it's only one particular thing that it has. So dictionary, especially, today we are going to learn about that, as well as set. Those are called unordered types, or the things which does not have an index. Yeah, so you can take this down, right? Please have it on your tute or the booklet, so it will be easy for you for your further references. Let me know when you are done, people. Lamai, I think it's better you have a square around this, because like what was I having in my mind, otherwise someone will think it's only regarding the data type this is happening. It is only regarding the structure that the purple color is going to happen, right? It's not like that. It's entirely regarding all the data types and structures. So it's better you have something like this. And let's connect the lines to that, right?
Wow, Tati, you are super duper.
All right, two are done. How about others? Right, anyone who is still writing this? Right, and meanwhile, people, regarding the physical classes, most of your parents have responded me like it's better we go on like go on this way, like online, a little bit further. So yeah, it doesn't matter. I can carry it out, and we'll see how the things are going to go, right? So. And again, people, when the physical classes are commenced, we have some time adjustments, people, because I've got this O-level class just before your class commenced. So it's not going to be 4:30 to 6:30, people. I have to shift it 30 minutes later. That means like from 5 to 7, we have to have the class, right? That will be happening from starting from January. I really don't had a time any other time to manage my timetable, people. So please, it's going to be like that from the January. So it's like 5 to 7, right? So let's hope and pray we'll have the chance to start the physical classes by January. So for the moment, let's go like this. Okay, so I'm moving to the next parts of the session. So yeah, so we have talked about the list and the tuples and the characteristics of those. And we, if I recap the things, we talk about what's a list and a tuple. We talk about what are the indexes, how the indexing happens regarding the list and a tuple. And we discuss how these indexes can be used to represent a particular item, right? And later we discuss there are positive as well as negative indexes for these index type variables. So it is same in regarding a string, regarding a list, regarding a tuple, right? And as well as we talk about the slicing regarding the this list and tuple using the slicing operator, right? And then we had some additional notes regarding the some slicing examples as well, as I remember, right? So then after we talk about how to use an iterative condition. ළමයි විනාඩියක් ඉන්න. Right, sorry for that, people. So we were talking about then after about the index type variable using inside a for loop, right? So this list is there, right? So apple, banana, and mango, it's kind of a list. So we get to know like for loop, the variable of the for loop will grab the item by item per iteration, right? Then after we talk about the list concatenation and repetition, right? So like adding up a particular list with some other list will give you a one single list. And if the addition is going to have the same items, like over here it already carried 5, and here it has 5 as well. There is nothing is going to change. Both the 5s will be represented, right? So this, of course, the reply part, the multiplication part is given when the multiplication is done with a particular list that will be repeated 3 times, right? So the tuple goes the same way. And regarding the tuple, we specifically talk about tuple packing and tuple unpacking, right? So when we don't have any brackets regarding a list of items, which is separated by a comma, it will be automatically considered as a tuple, right? And again, when we are like separating that particular tuple, or like when we are assigning that particular some kind of tuple to a same amount of variables, it's going to take like one item is going to take to a one particular variable, right? So that means like 4.6 dog assigned to a comma b comma c. So a will be taken the third, b will be taken 4.6, and c will be taken dog, right? So likewise, that is what you call tuple unpacking, right? So tuple packing and tuple unpacking is there. And regarding the tuple indexes, negative indexing, slicing, and iteration through tuple index, and the tuple concatenation and repetition goes the same way as the list. All right, I think it's clear so far for everyone. If you got any problems, just ask me again, people, by going through the notes. Then today we are going to discuss the dictionaries, right? So dictionaries is another data structure which contains, or which consists, or which maintains its items inside a curly braces, right? Sangala warahan athule thamai eke items තියාගන්න. And for dictionaries, there is a specialty. A particular item is made out of key and a particular value, right? So there is some particular key and some particular value for that. And the key and the value is separated from a colon. So this structure indicates one single item. Ek item එකක් වෙන්නේ ඔය තුන් දෙනා, key, colon, value. Next item එක આવත් ආයෙත් key එකක් එනවා, colon එක ඒකට දාලා value එක. Right? So values can be any data type and can be repeated. And when it comes to the keys, they must be immutable types. Immutable types, right? And that comes to the strings, numbers, or tuples, right? So you will see the examples. Mostly we are using string and numbers, right? We rarely use tuples, right? So look at the example. So X is assigned to 2 curly braces, which is an empty dictionary. And here 1 colon apple So here 1 is going to be the key, and colon separates the key from its value, which is called apple. So this is a one single element or one single item, right? Then it says 2 colon ball, right? So both the keys are represented as integers here. It doesn't mean it should always be an integer when it comes to the keys. As I told you, it can be a number, it can be a string, it can be a tuple, right? So here, the name, that is what we call the key. So it is given as a string, and John is the value, right? And again, 1, it is taken as a key, and this list 2, 4, 3 is taken as the value, right? Again, this dictionary has 2 items. This is the first item, and this is the next item. Okay, people, is that clear?
So I put a give
නිර්මාණ මෙතන ඔයාට අඳුන ගන්න තියෙන්නේ ඩික්ෂනරි එකක් සීමා වෙන්නේ සංගල වරහන් දෙකකින්. ඒකේ එක අයිටම් එකක් අතට ඒ අයිටම් එකට කොටස් 3ක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි කී එකක්, ඊළඟට කෝලන් එකක් සහ වැලියු එකක්. right? එතකොට පළවෙනි මේ උදාහරණේ කී එක වෙන්නේ 1, වැලියු එක වෙන්නේ apple. ඒ දෙන වෙන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ කෝලන් එකකින්. ඒ වගේම තමයි මේ උදාහරණය. කී එක 2 colon එයාගේ වැලියු එක වෙන්නේ ball කියන එක. right? එතකොට ඔය concept එක තමයි නිර්මාණ තේරුම් ගන්න තියෙන්නේ. Lalindi, no, key should be something unique. Right? What Lalindi is asking is like, can we use the same key again and again? We won't. Right? Key should be something unique. Right? But value, of course, it can be repeated. Nirvana, clear?
Awesome.
Right.
So there mix keys किया दिन है वो
ඒ mix keys කියලා කියන්නේ නිර්මාණ මේ key එක මෙතනදී string එකක්, මේ item එකේදී key එක number එකක් නේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර type එක keys වල type එක mixed. මෙතන string එකක්, මේක number එකක්. මෙතනදී තියෙන integer keys විතරනේ. මේ mixed keys කියලා කියන්නේ ඒකයි. ඒ කියන්නේ mixed data types.
ඒක integers strings දෙකම එකටද?
මට තේරුණා ඉබ්බන්.
කියන්නේ integers strings දෙකම එකට තියෙන්නේ
නෑ. ඒක කියන්නේ මේ dictionary එකක් ඇතුලේ integers key එකක් විදිහට integers strings කියන ඔක්කොම mix එකේ පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. right? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට ඕනනම් key එකක් විදිහට string එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඕනනම් key එකක් විදිහට integer එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඕනනම් key එකක් විදිහට tuple එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. right? keys විදිහට පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ ඒ තුන් දෙනා විතරයි.
හරි sir, clear.
Right. Then this is the way that we are going to refer a particular value inside a dictionary, right? So when we are referring it, we should always refer it from a particular key. Again, key එක කිව්වම ඒකට අදාළ වෙන value එක යා refer කරනවා. Right? So here the dictionary name is X, and it has 2 keys which is called name and age. So name has the value of Jack, age has the value of 26. Right? So here I am asked to print X and a name. Right? So X means the dictionary name. Within square brackets, they are saying what's the name. right? So it says access the key called name, right? So they output Jack, right? Mom, මේ කාර්යගෙන මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා පෙන්නන්නම්. Okay, so this is what happens when it is run. X name කියලා දුන්නම output එක එන්නේ Jack. මොකද name කියලා key එක තියෙන්නේ එයාට අදාළ value එක එන්නේ Jack. මෙතන මම age කියලා වෙනස් කරනවා. කරලා save කරලා run කරොත් so the value comes as 26. මොකද age කියන key එකට අදාළව තියෙන value එක 26. Right, and here I want you to show something else as well. If I say print X, that means the dictionary's name. If I execute this, yeah, it comes like this. 20 මෙතන print X age කියන එක in 26 print වෙනවා. So name colon Jack age colon 26. මම මේක ආයෙසරයක් run කරනවා. Yes. එතන මට පෙන්වන්න ඕනලා තිබුණේ මේ unordered විදිය. බලමු කීප සැරයක් run කරලා unordered කතාව එළියට එනවද කියලා. නෑ, ඒක දෙන්න නිසා unordered ගතිය එළියට එන්නේ නැති වෙයි. බලමු කොහොමද කියන්නේ. Right? So if we just set the name of the dictionary, the entire dictionary will be displayed, right? And there are some additional things regarding these people. That is what I was telling you to, there are some things for you to write, right? And yeah. Now in here, what I have given is like we can iterate with the dictionary as well. Like we use the iteration with a tuple, a list, as well as a string, right? So here the X is assigned for the same thing, the name colon Jack, age colon 26. So I have taken 4i in X, right? Then I say print I and print xi, right? So I means the variable of 4, right? Then if I take print xi, that means x කියන variable එක කියන්නේ මේ dictionary එකේ ith key එක, right? Let's see what happens when this is given to the IDLE. Right, so I'll save and I'm going to run. I'll take a new one. Yeah, look at that. So this says I in X. එතකොට I ට එන්නේ මේ X වල ඉන්න structure එකේ කෙනෙක්ව තමයි මෙයා ගන්නෙ. හැබැයි ගන්නෙ කවුද? print I කියනකොට මුලින් print වෙන්නේ name. ඊළඟට print xi කිව්වම print වෙන්නේ it's a Jack. So that means I is taken, or I is considered as name first. එතකොට ඔන්නෝක special දෙයක්. You have to remember when you are iterating using a dictionary, the variable of the iteration structure will refer to the keys of the particular dictionary. එතකොට මෙයා I කියලා refer කරන්නේ මුලින් name. ඊළඟට age. Right? So that's why this name and age is printed here because I have asked you to print the I. So I වල value එක name ඊළඟට I වල value එක age. Right? ඊට පස්සේ මෙතන මං ඉල්ලන්නේ x ගේ I එක. ඒතර පළවෙනි සැරේදී I කියන්නේ name. දෙවෙනි ලයින් එකේ කියනවා x name print කරන්න. ඒතර x name print කරන්න කිව්වම print කරන්නේ යාට දාලා value එක. That is why Jack is printed. Then in the second iteration x age කිව්වම තමයි 26 කියන එක අරගන්නේ. Then 26 is printed.
මේ I කියන තැනට name එක age එක දෙකම ගන්න පුළුවන් නේද?
I කියන එක්කනට name එකයි age එකයි දෙකම ගන්න පුළුවන්. එක සැරයකට එකයි ගන්න.
හරි ඒ කියන්නේ xi කියලා කියන්නේ x ගේ තියෙන අර I කියන්නේ values දෙකනේ. name එකයි age එකයි නේද?
value නෙවෙයි ඒ දෙක keys වෙන්නේ නිර්මාණ. මේකට කියන්නේ key එක කියලා මේකට කියන්නේ value එක කියලානේ. ඒතර I එක විදිහට ගන්නෙ මුලින් name ඊළඟ iteration එකේදී I එක විදිහට ගන්නවා age.
age. හරි සර්.
හරි. ළමයි is that clear? Okay, great. Right, then dictionary that is a mutable data type, right, like the list. So we can change the values. මතකනේ list එකේ අපි mutable වුණාම වෙනස් කරා. Right, ගිය සතියේ අපි අන්තිම example එක විදිහට කරේ mutable එකක්. ඒතර මෙතනත් mutable එක change කරන විදිහ තියෙනවා. Here they have taken x as the dictionary name, the variable name, and they assign this dictionary. And once they print the x, it will print this dictionary. Then what they are asking is us to do is like for x, in the x, the name is going to assign by someone. Now it is Jack, which is given to the name key. Here we are proposing x ge name කියන key එකට සමන්ව assign කරන්න. So it runs without a problem. Once you said print x, now it's going to print name colon saman age colon 26. Right? So it means this is mutable, can be changed. Right? So only two mutable data types are there in the Python. It is the dictionary as well as the list. Right? Okay, so I want you to write these things down. මේකන සමහර ටියුට් එකේ ලියන්න ඉඩ මදි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉඩක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක මැනේජ් කරලා ලියන්න නැත්නම් කොලයක ලියලා dictionary තියෙන තැනට අනිවාර්යෙන් කනෙක්ට් කරගන්න. Right? And you don't need this triple quotes over here. I was having those things just to when we are like running the things and to illustrate it to you. Right? So this is going to be the program. This is its output. And here we got the outputs just by putting a comment over there. Let me know when you're done, people.
සමහර ටියුට් එකද ලියාගන්නේ?
නිර්මාණ ඉඩ තියෙනවා නම් ටියුට් එකේ ලියාගත්තට කමක් නැහැ. Dictionary තියෙන තැනම ලියා ගන්න try කරන්න.
So අපි integer එකට උඩින් commas දාන්න නැද්ද?
Okay, one is done. How about others?
Sir?
Oh, man.
Sir, මේ integer එකට අපි උඩින් commas දාන්න නැද්ද කියන්නේ 26 කියලා දින එකට?
මට තේරුණේ අපිට මොකද්ද?
ඒ සර් උඩින් දාන කෝලන් වගේ දෙක. commas දෙකක් වගේ උඩින්.
ඔව් මේවා. ඒක 26 වලට එන්නේ නැති කියලා ගහන්නේ. ඔව් ඒ 26 වලට අපි දාන්නේ නැහැනේ නිර්මාණ. මේ quotations ඕන වෙන්නේ string එකක් වුණාම. වචන වුණාම. right? එතකොට 26 දෙපැත්තටත් ඒයින් දෙකක් දාන්න පුළුවන්. දැම්මොත් එයා integer value එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එයා string එකක් වෙනවා. ඒතර string එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ number qualities නැති කෙනෙක්. වචනයක් සරලව කිව්වොත් වචනයක්. තේරුණාද? Yes, Lalindi. That is why I was like, when I was drawing drawing this diagram, I was taking data type / structure. So like when it comes to the data types, though, it's regarding only the numbers, strings, the Boolean types, and the none, which we learn as the primitive data types, right, or the literals, right? Then when it comes to the data structures, list, tuple, dictionary, and set are going to be data structures, not the data types actually, right? So what you are saying is totally correct. It is a mutable data structure. Okay, is there anyone still writing this? Okay. Let me know when you are done. Right. So the next data structure that we are going to talk about is the set. data type, right? Now the similarity in between set and the dictionary is the type of brackets that they are using, right? Both are using curly braces. And the difference in between set and the dictionary has key colon value kind of an item, right? So one particular item has key and a colon and a value. But when it comes to these sets, it does not have those kind of things. It just have items which are separated by a comma, like we saw in list and tuple. So appearance wise, list, tuple, set looks very same. The only difference list, tuple, and set is having is the type of brackets. List use square brackets, tuple use parentheses or the normal brackets, then set use the curly brackets, right? Rest of the things are same, right? But there are some distinct qualities, right, which are unique qualities for the set type as well. The one unique quality is set is not considering the duplicate values. Right now, in here, in the example that you can see, I have assigned a particular set to the variable s. So it has apple, a string, banana, a string, cherry, a string, then 1 integer, 2, again an integer, again we have a 1, right? So when I'm asking to print the s, it's just printing 1, 2, cherry, apple, banana, and you can see the order or the data is scrambled. That is why I told you set is considered as an unordered one, right? And again, it does not have an index as well. So set is the only one which is unordered and unindexed, right? Now this brings me to the dictionaries. Yeah, I have to refer the dictionaries again, people, whether it is unordered. Eka unindexed කියන එක හරියටම හරි dictionary එක unordered කියන තැන මම චුට්ටක් check කරන්න ඕනේ, right? Let's check that as well, so we can do the adjustment as well, right? So set type clearly does not have an order, does not have any indexes, right? So it is there to use the qualities of a set that we can find in the math subject, right? So if you can remember, the set is having what? The intersection, the unions, and all these things when it comes to the mathematics. So same things can be done by this, right? But it is not in a way, we are not in the list, we are not in the journey of figuring those things out. We are just primarily using that, right? Okay, so first thing, it's better you understand it is unordered and unindexed, right? And I will show you how this thing works, right? So look at this, right? So here I'm going to print the S. Okay, aren't you having your dinner?
Yes, I am.
Okay, have the dinner ready. Right, so here I'm writing it. Yeah, so it says 1, 2, banana, apple, and cherry. Right, banana, apple, and cherry. So, and you can see one is not repeating there. 2 is there, banana, apple, cherry is there. And if I run this again, yeah, Can you see the difference, people? It's 1, 2, and banana, cherry, apple. That is why this is called unordered. We can't exactly say how the output is going to be. What we can say for sure is all the unique values, right? All the distinct values will be there in the output, right? If I run this again, now it says banana, cherry, apple. So like the previous one, let's run it again. It comes the same way. Yeah, right? Off karla ekathot. Yes, it says banana, cherry, apple. Yeah, it says apple, banana, cherry now. Right? So it will scramble the things, right? We don't know. Yeah, Dilsara, ඒක තමයි දිල්සර මම කිව්වේ set type එකේ එයා output කරන්නේ දිල්සර නැත්නම් එයා consider කරන්නේ unique values. ඒතර එක දෙපාරක් එනවා කියන්නේ repeat ඉන්නේ. repeat වෙන ඒවා එයා consider කරන්නේ නැහැ. consider කරන්නේ කියන්නේ එක සැරයකට වඩා consider කරන්නේ. right? තේරුණාද දිල්සර? ඒක set type එකේ nature එක. Right? Okay. Right. And again, we can use set type to iterate with a for loop. Right? And when we are done that particular thing, look what happens. Here we go. I'm going to execute this. So I have taken the same set, the set variable, and I'm saying for X in S. So X is supposed to have the values inside the set. Right? So here I'm going to run it for the first time. Yeah, this is the way they have taken it. 1, 2, apple, banana, cherry. If I run this again, look at this. 1, 2, cherry, banana, apple. Right? If I run it again, 1, 2, banana, apple, cherry, it says. Right? So again, it is not guaranteeing the order, right? And I could see something significant over here. These numbers are coming in an order, right? So let's check whether it is going to be something unique to the set type when we are only given with numbers. So to do that, I'm going to change this one with several different numbers. Right, so I got 2 2s and 2 1s. And I'm going to save this and I'm going to run it. Yeah, I'll run it from the beginning. Yeah, this says 1 2 3 5 6 7. It's coming in an order. Right? Since it got only integers. So if I run this again, yeah, it goes the same way neither. Look at that. That's something new for me. I didn't capture that as well before. Yeah. So when only the integers are there, you can see here in the definition or in the assignment part, these things are scrambled, right? But when it comes to the output, those are being ordered. right? Let me check something else. I'll take 10 and 20. Yeah, it goes the same way. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. So when it comes to the integers, when they are outputting, they are making the output, or like they are ordering the integers in the ascending order. That is only for the integers, people. Nothing is going to happen with the strings. Strings, it's a fully scrambling part is happening. We don't know what's the order that they are going to say. They are not going to arrange that in an alphabetical order, right? You could see it in the previous examples. But integers, something special is happening, right? So let me add that to the note as well. I'll put it as a comment right over here. Integers will be ordered in ascending order. Right? Okay. So that is all about the set variable. People, is that clear? Everyone? Right. Okay. So please take down. Right. Then I'll scroll up for the output part over here. Right. So this is going to be the topic. Then under that, you can continue. Right. Okay. Let me know when you are done, people. Right. Okay, one is done. How about others? Yes, people, are you still writing? Anyone who is still writing? Right, so I'm going to continue. I hope everyone is done, right? Okay, so moving back to the situation, yes. Now here comes a critical part, file handling. Right now so far people, what we have done is we are writing an algorithm and we are always getting our output on the screen. Right now, when it comes to the Python, monitor is taken as the standard output, right? So when you write a print statement, by default, print statement has the output source as the std out, which indicates the standard output. So it shows the particular output on the screen, right? And it is not the only place where we can store, where we can output the data, right? We can write our particular output into a particular file. Right now, majorly we are talking about a text file over here. So we are writing some particular output to a text file in a particular manner, right? So for that, we need to understand how the files are being handled, right? So now, before I move to the file handling through the Python, I want you to think how you are managing or how you are interacting with the file when there is a particular file in your computer, how you are going to interact with it. If you want to refer some particular file, the way that you are going to interact with it is you double click and open it. Then after, you will be given the chance to read or to write. Then once you are done with the task, which was your desire, then you close the file. So it opens, you'll do the reading or writing or both, then you close. So the same scenario, same particular steps need to be done when you are handling the files through the Python. So you need to open the file, then only you will be able to read or write into the file, then you have to close the file, right? So you only need to figure out how to open a file, how to read that particular file, or how to write into that particular file, then how to close it, right? Okay, so this is what it is explaining over here. So here we are getting the code which describe of the opening of a file. Now in Python, opening a file is the place where it creates a variable which we can use always to refer that particular opened file, right? So as you can see here, I have taken the variable f. You can take any kind of variable to that point, and I have assigned this open and this particular stuff to f over here. So this is the file variable, or in general way we are calling this as file object, right? So open is a particular method, right? Or a function, a predefined function, which is given by the Python. So open function needs several particular parameters, but it must have one particular parameter, which is the file name, to execute it. And there are more, it can have more parameters as well, like more than one parameters as well. But essential parameter or the essential value is going to be the name of the file. Without the name of the file, this file object or the variable is not going to be a reference to that particular file. So when your program and that specific file is staying on the same location, you can open that particular file just by using the open function and mentioning only the name of it. That means what? So now, if I am referring to a source code, so test.py is my source code, right? So if I'm going to open a particular file called, let's say, I'll make a file over here, a text document. Let's say items, right? Now, if I'm going to open this items.txt using this particular file, this particular source code for the program. So my program and my file stays on the same location. So if it goes like that, you can code or you can mention the file name, only the file name inside the open function, right? And if the locations are differ from each other, right? Source code එක තැනක, file එක වෙන තැනක නම්, then of course you have to define the path, right? then මේ file එක move කරොත් D drive එකට මම මෙතනට නිකන් paste කරනවා. So this is in the D drive, right? So then of course I am going to give this specific path d:/, then the name of the file should be given. Okay, people, are you clear with the open function and the file path? Is that clear?
සායි පොඩ්ඩක් ඉස්සර ගන්නවා.
හරි, නිර්මාණ මෙතන අපි වෙන්නේ ෆයිල් එකක් එක වැඩ කරන්න නම් ෆයිල් එක අපි ඕපන් කරගන්න ඕනේ මුලින්. ඕපන් කරගන්න අපිට ඕපන් ෆන්ක්ෂන් එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනේ. ඕපන් ෆන්ක්ෂන් එක පාවිච්චි කරනකොට ඒ ෆන්ක්ෂන් එක ඇතුලේ ඔයා ෆයිල් එකේ නම ස්පෙસિෆයි කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් ෆයිල් එකට තියෙන රෙෆරන්ස් එක ස්පෙસિෆයි කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට ආගේ ෆයිල් එකයි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකයි දෙකම එක ළඟ නම් තියෙන්නේ. right මේ විදිහට. ඒ කියන්නේ එකම ලොකේෂන් එකේ. එක ළඟ කියන්නේ එකම ලොකේෂන්. මේ දෙන්නම ඉන්නේ ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් එකේ. C එකේ ඉන්නවා නම් දෙන්නම C එකේ ඉන්නවා. D එකේ ඉන්නවා නම් D එකේ ඉන්නවා. D එකේ ෆෝල්ඩර් එකක් ඇතුළේ ඉන්නවා නම් ඒ ෆෝල්ඩර් එක ඇතුළේම නම් මේ දෙන්න ඉන්නේ. කියන්නේ source code එක මේ program එක මෙයා මේ තියෙන්නේ text document එක. ඒ දෙන්නම එකම location එකේ නම් අපරකින්නමයි. right එතන එකම location එකේ නම් මේ program එකේ විදිහට මෙම open function එකේ brackets දෙක ඇතුලේ file එකේ නම විතරක් string එකක් විදිහට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙයා වෙන තැනක නම් තියෙන්නේ. right මෙයාව D drive එකේට මම copy කරොත් එතකොට මේ දෙන්නගේ locations දෙකක්. එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නේ desktop එකේ අනිත් එක්කෙනා ඉන්නේ D drive එකේ. right එතකොට ඔයාට ස්පෙસિෆයි කරන්න වෙනවා හරියට path එක. right තේරුණාද එමාන?
හරි.
right okay, others, is that clear? okay, right, then we are going to talk about the file mods. right now, why we need to know about the file mod? It is because file mod going to specify how or for what we are going to open this file. දැන් අපි computer එකේ file එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනකොට අපිට පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා file එක open කරලා read කරන්න හරි write කරන්න හරි ඕන දෙයක් කරන්න. But when it comes to the Python program, that Python program need to give the permission for the reading or for the writing or for both. right එහෙම කිව්වේ නැති වුණොත් මෙයා open කරන්නේ මොකටද කියලා specifically කිව්වේ නැති වුණොත් the file will be opened but only for reading. right ඒ කියන්නේ අපි මේ උඩ අපි මේ කතා කරපු විදිහට මෙහෙම file එකේ නම විතරක් දීලා open function එක පාවිච්චි කරොත් this f variable will look after this or like point into this particular file. A file එක open කරලා ඒකට reference ගන්න පුළුවන් but only for reading. we won't be able to write anything into it, right? So if we want to specify a particular way, can we write කරන්න ඕන නම් අපි specify කරන්න ඕනේ මෙයා open කරන්නේ write කරන්න කියලා. අපිට write and read දෙකම ඕන නම් still we have to specify, right? දැන් මෙතනට යට මන් දාලා තියෙන example එකේ ඔක පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා, right? If you use the open function like this, it is only open for reading. But if you define it like this, look at the difference. In the open function, there is the file name as well as the access modifier, right? So this access modifier will define the writing ability. Then we access modes ගැන කතා කරනවා, right? එතකොට මෙතන මේ W කියන්නේ write කරන්න අපි පාවිච්චි කරන access modifier එක. එතකොට මෙතනින් indicate වෙන්නේ okay, test.txt is open only for writing, right? මෙතන මේ R plus B කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක තේරෙවි අපි mods ටික ගැන කතා කරනකොට. So however, what you have to figure out is, if it's only the name of the file is given, by default it is open for reading, right? If you specify a particular access mode, it will act accordingly, right? Now let's see what are the capabilities of these access modifiers, or like the access modes. So it is easy to remember, right? R stands for reading, right? එතකොට ඔයා text file එකේ නම දීලා comma එකක් දාලා R කියන එකත් single or double quotes ඇතුළේ දුන්නොත් ඔක්කොම strings විදිහට දෙන්න ඕනේ, right? එතකොට R කියන එක double quotes ඇතුළේ දුන්නොත් it indicates the same thing. read කරන්න තමයි මෙයා open කරන්නේ. In the open function, if we specify W, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පහළ පෙන්නලා තියෙන විදිහට මෙහිම W දුන්නොත් ෆයිල් එකේ නම comma එකක් W, right? එතකොට මේ parameters දෙකම දීලා තියෙන්නේ strings විදිහට, string values විදිහට, right? මෙයා double quotes ඇතුලේ, මෙයා single quotes ඇතුලේ. එයා double quotes ඇතුලේ දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, no problem, right? එහෙම W කියලා දුන්නොත් ෆයිල් එක write කරන්නම විතරයි open වෙන්නේ, right? ඒකේ තව specialty එකක් තියෙනවා. If the specifying file does not exist, ඒ කියන තැන ඒ කියන location එකේ ෆයිල් එක නැත්තම් එයා අලුතෙන් ෆයිල් එකක් හදලා ඒක open කරනවා, write කරන්න, right? I'll show you what happens now. This is my test file, which is this particular source file. I'm opening over here, right? So here I'm going to say f equals open let's give some different name, abc.txt, right? If I just write this statement, this will only open the abc.txt, right? Now for the moment, I don't have any file called abc.txt in my desktop. A program is here, right? So I'm going to execute this. Then I'm getting an error. What is the error? I will take a new screen. Yeah, look at the error. It says file not found error. No such file or directory abc.txt is found. Why that error is there? if this is the statement, this indicates open abc.txt for reading. Reading only. It read karanna tiyena file එකක් Python ට අමුතුවෙන් හදලා open කරලා තේරුමක් නැහැනේ. We are talking about an existing file. It should be an existing file. තියෙන file එකක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිසා error එකක් දෙනවා. එහෙම file එකක් හොයාගන්න නැහැ කියලා මෙතන. Right? But if I change the open method, put in a comma and put in a W. Now W indicates for what? Write. Right, I'll save this and I'm going to run it. Yeah, nothing has happened. Ek run nu na. Put error message ekak naha. And look what happens here. There you go. abc.txt is automatically created. Right? That means if I am asking to write something now, this indicates get ready to write things into the abc.txt. And if you do not have abc.txt on the referring location, it will create a one for you. Right? If you open this and see, no contents inside. Just open it. Just create and open it. Then we can write the things. Right? එතකොට ඒක Python ම හදනවා අපි වෙන. එහෙම එකක් නැත්තම්. එහෙම එකක් තිබුණොත් දැන් මම මේ ABC එකට මම පොඩ්ඩක් content එකක් දානවා. දාලා මෙයාව save කරලා yes program එක run වෙන නිසා අලුත් එක්කෙනෙක් විදියට save කරන්න කියනවා. program එක kill කරලා ඉන්නවා. right දැන් මම මෙයාට save කරා content. ඔන්න දැන් මං ගාව abc.txt කියලා කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. දැන් මම මේ program එක sorry. the changes දැන් වෙලා ඇති yes. පෙන්නන්න උනේ මේක ළමයි. ඒක run වුණාම මේකෙන් run වෙනවා. right ඔන්න දැන් content එකක් තියෙනවා මේකේ. I am going to edit this. I haven't run this yet. මෙයාව open කරොත් මෙයාගේ content එක තියෙනවා. I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to run this. So it ran, nothing has changed. මොකද මේක කියන්නේ නිකන් abc.txt එක write කරන්න open කරගන්න. Now I'll open the abc.txt. What happened to my content? My content has gone. එතකොට w access modifier එක you have to understand in that particular aspect. If the file is not there, if the file is not around, Python will create a file and stay until we say something to write into it. If the file exists and if it contains some particular content, if it has some particular content, still if you are asking that particular file to be open to write, it will clear the existing content. නැත්නම් තියෙන content එක delete කරනවා. කරලා මුල ඉඳලා ලියන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්න. Are you clear with that, people? file එකක් තිබුණ නැති වුණොත් Python file එකක් හදනවා. හැදුවම ඒකේ contents මුකුත් නැහැ. මේ විදිහට මුලින් ඉඳලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්. file එකක් already තිබුණොත් මේ විදිහට contents මොනවා හරි තියෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ file එක අපි write කරන්න Python ට කියලා open කරන්න හදන file එකේ දැනටමත් මොනවා හරි ලියවිලා තියෙනවා. එහෙම තියෙද්දි අපි මෙයාව මේ code එක run කරොත් මේ w කියන access modifier එක එක්ක abc.txt open කරන්න කියලා කිව්වොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒක open කරනවා. හැබැයි open කරලා මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? මේ ෆයිල් එකේ content එක මකනවා. දැන් අර මම type කරපු මුකුත් නැහැනේ මේකේ. මුළු එකම මකලා ආයි මුල ඉඳලා ලියන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්න. Right? So what you have to remember, if you ask to write something to a file using W access mode, if the file exists in your computer, it will open and erase the existing content, put the cursor at the beginning of that file and waiting to write. If the file is not in your computer, Python will create that particular file on behalf of yourself. Clear the Nirmana?
හරි සර්.
Right. Yes, others, how about you? Is that clear? Okay. Right. Then there are two more access modifiers which call the X and which call the A. First of all, I will take your attention to the A, which AE stands for append. Append කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ අමුණනවා කියන එක. Now, when the append is there, it is also used to write things into a file. Read කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ R විතරයි. W, X, A කියන තුන් දෙනාම ලියන්න පාවිච්චි කරන කට්ටිය. Right? Exclusive creation කියලා අපි කියනවා X ට, and append. Now, if you are opening a particular file using the A access modifier, should be simple people, A access modifier, and then metana content එකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. Right, and I am saving this, closing it. So my file contains things. Now I am running this code. Then mage abc.txt open කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ append access modifier. So I'll run it. Okay, I haven't saved the code, so I'll say okay. So it runs. No harm, nothing will be displayed, so that means it is executed correctly. Then අපි මෙයාව open කරොත් my content has no harm. Right? එතකොට append කියන කෙනා කරන දේ තමයි, it will open the file and place the cursor at the very end of the file. මෙන්න මෙතන තියාගන්නවා cursor එක. S අකුරට පස්සේ cursor එක place කරගන්නවා. එතන ඉඳලා අපි ලියන්න කියන ටික ලියන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්න. Right? එතකොට append කරන්නේ අමුණන එකනේ. අමුණන එක ෆයිල් එකේ content එකේ අග ඉඳලා. අගම තැන ඉඳලා තමයි අමුණගෙන යන්නේ. Okay. Is that clear, people? Right. Okay. Now let's come to the exclusive creation, which is called the X. Right, now my file is there, content is still there inside. I will save the code, and now here I'm going to run the program. I'm getting an error. What is my error? It says file exists error. File එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා error එකක් දෙන්න. This error is here because of the nature of the access modifier. X කියන කෙනාගේ nature එක නිසා මේ වෙන්නේ. මොකද්ද nature එක යාගේ nature එක තමයි මේ ඇවිල්ලා exclusive creation. That means when the program is executing, file must not exist. ඔයා X කියන access modifier එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා නම් ඔයාගේ ඔය කියන නමින් ෆයිල් එකක් නොතිබිය යුතුමයි. තිබුණොත් error එකක් දෙනවා ෆයිල් එක තියෙනවා කියලා. ඒතර අපි x දාලා create x කියන්නේ write කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරන කෙනෙක්. හැබැයි ආ write කරන්න සූදානම් වෙන්නේ ෆයිල් එක නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක අපි එක්සිකියුට් කරනකොට. එතකොට ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකෙන්ම අමුතුවෙන් ෆයිල් එක හදලා ලියන්න තමයි එයා හැදිලා ඉන්නේ. එයාට ෆයිල් එක හදලම ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිසා හදපු ෆයිල් එකක් තිබුණොත් it says you got an error. Is that clear? Right? Okay. මම කිව්වනේ මේ W පාවිච්චි කරනකොට ෆයිල් එකක් නැති වුණොත් ඒගොල්ලොත් හදනවා කියලා ෆයිල් එක. ඒක නැති වුණොත් තමයි හදන්නේ. තිබුණොත් මුකුත් කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. තියෙන කන්ටෙන්ට් එක මකලා ලියන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා W. මේ append එකකනත් එහෙමයි. ෆයිල් එකක් තිබුණ නැති වුණොත් එයා හදලා එතකොට ඉතින් කොහොමත් මුලින් ඉඳලා තමයි ලියවෙන්නේ. හැබැයි exclusive creation කියන කෙනා ෆයිල් එකක් තිබුණොත් error එකක් වෙනවා. ෆයිල් එකක් නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ යට වැඩේ කරන්න. ෆයිල් එකක් ඇති වෙලාවකදී අපි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක එක්සිකියුට් කරනකොට එයා ෆයිල් එක හදලා වැඩේ පටන් ගන්නවා. So to get rid of this error, I'm going to delete the abc.txt. Now I'm going to run this. Now it ran. There you go. ABC file is created. Right? मैं delete कलर रन कराना. Yes. Python game open වෙලා තියෙනවා කියනවා. මෙයාවත් close කරලා මෙයාව delete කරන්න. මෙයාවත් close කරමු. Right? Then file එකක් නෑ abc.txt කියලා. මගේ code එක තියෙන්නේ x කියන access mode එකෙන් open කරන්න කියලා. So I run this. There it goes. Is that clear, people?
සයි කොට ආයෙත් මේ කරලා පෙන්නන ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් එක වගේ.
මොකද්ද මේ exclusive creation එකද?
ඔව් සර්.
හා ඒක වෙන්නේ නිර්මාණ මම මේ ෆයිල් එක delete කරනවා. right දැන් මගේ abc.txt කියලා ෆයිල් එකක් නැහැ. මම දැන් මෙයාව run කරනවා. right run කරාම මෙන්න මෙතන ෆයිල් එක හැදෙනවා පේනවා මේ හැදෙන්නේ. right එතකොට x කියන කෙනා run වෙන්න නම් අනිවාර්යෙන් ෆයිල් එකක් නැති වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඔයා මෙතන w a පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන වෙලාවට ෆයිල් එකක් නැති වුණොත් ඒගොල්ලොත් මේක හදනවා. හැබැයි ෆයිල් එක තිබ්බොත් ඒගොල්ලෝ ෆයිල් එක ඕපන් කරලා අදාළ වැඩේට ලෑස්ති වෙනවා. x කියන කෙනාට එහෙම බෑ. x කියන කෙනාට ෆයිල් එකක් නැති වෙන්නම ඕනේ. clearද?
හරි සර්.
හරි. ඊළඟට ළමයි මේ t කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා ෆයිල් එකක් text mode එකෙන් ඕපන් කරගන්න. කියන්නේ අපි අපේ කම්පියුටර් එකේ ෆයිල් එකක් ඕපන් කරන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රම දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එකක් text mode එක අනිත් එක binary mode එක. right so the text mode means it's just purely text. අපි text file එකක් ඕපන් කරගන්න it's from the text mode. We can open a particular file in binary mode, right? Like when it comes to this pictures and all these things, we can open a file from the binary mode, right? එතකොට මගේ මේ උඩ කතා කරපු access modifiers එක මට තව b අකුරක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ මම rb කියලා ලිව්වොත් read කරන්න binary mode එකෙන් open කරනවා. wb කියලා ලිව්වොත් write කරන්න binary mode එකෙන් open කරන්න. Binary mode එකත් එක්ක අපි වැඩ කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. You just get to know about it, right? Then this plus is important. Plus කියන කෙනා access modifier එක update කරනවා එයා ගාව නැති capability එක එයාට දෙන්න. Right? ඒතර අපේ main access modifiers හතරයි තියෙන්නේ. R, W, X and A. ඒතර R plus කියලා ලිව්වා. R කියලා ආවොත් එන්නේ read කරන්න විතරයි open වෙන්නේ file එක. If I say R plus, it is capable of doing both the things, read plus writing. If man W විතරක් ලිව්වොත් it is only for writing. If I say W plus, writing plus reading is given. X කියලා විතරක් ලිව්වොත් exclusively created only for writing. But if I say X plus, it is created for writing as well as for reading. Only A will specify file is open only for appending. අග තියෙන ටිකට අමුණන්න තමයි file එක open වෙන්නේ. If I say A plus, appending is also enabled, reading is also enabled. Right? දැන් මෙතන මේ අන්තිම උදාහරණේ last එක අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ. මෙයාට read කරන්න පුළුවන්, plus එක තියෙන නිසා write කරන්න පුළුවන්, binary mode එකෙන් open වෙන්නේ. Right? මෙතන plus එක නැතුව RB කියලා විතරක් තිබ්බනම් for read opening binary mode. Right? අනිවාර්යෙන් access modifier එකක් එන්න ඕන ළමයි. R හරි W හරි A හරි X හරි තියෙන්න ඕන. Okay, people, is that clear? Yes, everyone? All right. Okay, so I'll end the session from that point, right? We will discuss the things by next Friday on the very same time. So we are going to discuss about the writing and reading. Before that, I'm going to tell you how to close it. Then we are going to talk about how to write and read. Okay, people, so I'll see you on next week for the very same time. People, what is there? Can we start the session at around 4 o'clock, people? May online TNACAM 4:30, can we start it around 4 o'clock? Do anyone have any problems? If anyone got a problem, just let me know. Right, I'll drop a message to the WhatsApp group as well. Right, it's better if I can take it to 3:30 people. Right, since I'm having this little one at home now, he's like දෙවෙනි එක්කෙනා ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ. එයා හවස් වෙනකොට හරි කලබලයි තාම. Right, so it's better I finish the things earlier. 3:30 නම් වඩා හොඳයි. I'll drop a message. Right, so you give me your suggestion. Like if it is 3:30 will be much better. If it is 4, still it's better. Right, so I'll drop a message to the WhatsApp group, so you let me know your response. Right, only for the online classes, people. Right, ඒ වගේම මතක තියාගන්න offline පටන් ගත්තම we are starting at 5 o'clock කියන එක. Right, all right, people, I'm going to end the session soon. Right, so thank you very much for everyone. Thank you for being. Right, I'll see you on next week, and I'll drop the message to have the confirmation of the time. Right, thank you very much, people. Have a very good night. I'm going to end the session here. Right, thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir. Good night.